Oh man, I can't wait to play some Elden Ring. I feel like I'm gonna have to warm up a little bit. I know it wasn't that long ago, but it feels like it's been like a week. I'm gonna need to warm up. These enemies are tough now up in these mountains, dude. So we pretty much finished in this cool castle, and I think it's time to move on. So let's do that. Is there some sort of lore behind the fact that there's lightning all around here? I think this is where I fought the bird. Attracts lightning because of magic flowers. Hey, what's up? Yes, okay, and Ace in One. Hey, Ace in One. Congratulations on getting joke of the show last time. That was joke of the stream. Japanese girl laughing dot wave. That was pretty good. That was my favorite joke last stream. But here's the thing. Now that I've told you, good job, nice joke, you're gonna be all excited and you're gonna try again and you're gonna fail. So, you know, it's like gambling. Hey, that's where I came from, right? Or is it not? It might not be, actually. Another one of those wall thingies. Not where I came from. Wow, look at that. There are so many, and there's like skulls up there and stuff. Maybe we should go this way. Don't hurt yourself trying again, dude. It was a lightning in a bottle sort of situation for sure, right? Oh, it's this merchant guy. I remember this guy, right?
Well, divorce.
There you are again. Yeah, yeah, I've been here. I bought his keys. I remember that. So, I guess I can jump down here and then I'll be back to the initial area under the bridge, right? Oh, good. Maybe we'll rest this grace so we can start here. That was someone else? Hey, what's up, Beal and Snake? Alright. I thought it was you. Well, whenever that guy shows up, let's not tell him he, you know, he really did a good joke, because it will ruin him. It will ruin him. His 15 seconds of chat fame will ruin him. You know how it goes. I definitely need a warm-up. Definitely need a warm-up. You know, it's a good indication that a game is great when I've killed this enemy like a couple of times already. There's no point to killing him other than that I want to, because it's fun to fight in this game. Really fun to fight in this game. Nice little spaghetti to start the stream, you know? a much better attempt. Now I guess we'll go this way. We haven't gone this way before. Yeah, it's funny how they collapse, but you can tell that they have like weak ankles and weak wrists. There's another one. There's another. That reminded me of, what's her face? Xianghua. The Dead fighting game character from the Dead fighting game. Keep missing. Wow, I'm in trouble. There we go. Wrong side. Damn. Oh no! It's bugged because of the elevation. Watch the weapon. There it is. You really gotta watch the weapons in this game. Can't watch the feet or even the arms. You need to watch the weapon. Hey, look, it's a gold seed. Ooh. Horse almost got me killed again. It's funny how I blame the horse when it's like, it's not like we're two entities. I'm controlling both of them, you know. They're both the character that I'm controlling right now. But whenever I fall down, I blame the horse. He's gonna wake up, right? Yeah. Oh no! Check it out! I wish I'd known. Guess we gotta go back. Hey, what's up, Harris from Taiwan? Just got home. Hope you had a good day. You watch the joints, yeah. Sometimes you can watch the joints. Sometimes you can watch the wrists. Sometimes you watch like the shoulders when they're in the air, or they change the stance right before they slam. It's very well done. Very well done. You can look for the attacks, and they've made it so that if you roll when an opponent starts attacking, you'll get hit. Built-in delays into everything. Oh, you saw me? Yeah, okay, never mind. Oh, he dropped something. That might be rare. These guys don't really drop anything. Smithing Stone 7? That's so good. Okay, that's really good. Look at the moon as well. I wonder if my waifu's up there. I think she said she was going to go to space. I didn't have to run. I love the fact that he walked through the tree. Nice, that's perfect. 3 of them? That was clean. We did that nice and clean. Is that Grace? Nice suit. Hey, what's up, Andrew? You're going to Japan for the first time today? S-tier boss fight in this area? Damn, Raven Pines, that's got me very excited. You're not exactly known for your good opinions, though, so we'll see what happens, you know? 18-hour flight. That's actually really good. 18 hours is exactly the least amount of time I ever spent flying to Japan. My worst trip, and I wasn't delayed or anything, took me 34 hours. Because I live in a town that's not, you know, capital city. So it doesn't have a huge major airport, although it has a good airport where you can go to a bunch of places. And then the place I was going to in Japan wasn't Tokyo. So I had a couple of layovers each time. It was pretty brutal. But, I mean, in later years, I just actually stopped. I think holy damage is going to be good against undead, right? Oh wow, I like their weapon. That's a cool weapon. It's like big ass scythe. I just stopped going home. I just stopped leaving. First of all, it was prohibitively expensive. When I still had Swedish money saved up, I could do things. But when I was making a Japanese salary, no way I could afford flying, you know, back and forth to Europe every year. basically have people who barely survive on the money they're making. And then there are a couple of people who have old money. There's a lot of generational wealth from like the IT boom. Stuff like that. 34. How many layovers? Usually it would be 2 layovers. I would usually, sometimes 3, but I'd go like Gothenburg and then a big airport in Europe. So maybe Frankfurt, Munich, Copenhagen, Heathrow. And then from there to either Tokyo and then Fukuoka where I lived, or I would go to like Dubai, Hong Kong, Taipei, and then from there to Fukuoka. You'll be fine though. You'll be fine. But if you have had the option of like paying for a good seat, like a window seat or economy extra or whatever, I totally recommend it. I've been on a couple of flights where the flight just wasn't full and there was space next to me, and that changes everything. Because I'm one of those people where I really, really dislike being around other human beings. Like, I hate it, like you wouldn't believe. That guy looks like the Balder Knight from Dark Souls 1. Human bone shard, huh? We're owning these skeletons right now. But good luck, dude. You go into Tokyo. You go into Akihabara to buy some figurines that you can, put some wide appreciation on. Long fights suck so bad. I don't know how you guys manage it. Oh, long flights. Yeah, I mean, it is brutal, and I didn't manage it. I mean, one time I actually like broke down. First time I was going to fly home because I was exhausted. It was our last layover, and then the plane stood on the runway for 4 hours, and we're all sitting in our seats, and it's getting warm, and it boo 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 boo, and they're talking, and it's hell. And I like started, oh, there's totally a bridge right here. So, it wasn't, people have spoiled it. I want to go down to that big icy lake first, though, I think. Like, I realized 4 hours in that I'm already so exhausted and I just want to be done with this, and we haven't even taken off yet. Like, it hasn't started. All the time I've been sitting here, it's not like I've earned it towards getting where I'm going. I've spent like all this energy trying to like not have a panic attack sitting in this place, and I've got nothing to show for it because we've made no progress. That didn't feel good. But let's talk about something more fun, like this amazing game. I'm excited. Ravenpine says that there's a good boss around here, and that's basically what I live for, right? So let's find out if he's trolling. Hey, what's up, LKMA? Damn, all the top players today. The diarrhea plane? No, I haven't heard about that. Did everybody get a stomach bug on the plane? Oh my god, please don't. I don't even want to imagine that. Hey, but Andrew, more importantly, yeah, Heathrow, Dubai, Tokyo, there you go. That's like a classic route, I think. Good luck. I really hope you enjoy it and have a great time. I mean, you will. If you've never been, it's gonna blow your mind. I just one piece of advice is this: getting around in the city, very hard, because I don't think. I mean, you almost have to go there to realize how big it is. Tokyo is the single most densely populated area in the history of humans on Earth. There has never been a more populated area ever on this planet than modern day Tokyo. It's not one city, it's one city that has devoured a bunch of other cities around it. There are cities in Japan like Saitama and Yokohama which are basically cities with just residential districts everywhere, because so many people work in Tokyo that not everybody can live in Tokyo. It's also very expensive to live in Tokyo, especially central, right? So you have entire cities that are just made up of people who live in those cities so that they can work in Tokyo. When you look at the subway map, it's going to scare you and be very confusing, because it looks like a nest of wires that is so gigantic and complex. I mean, you could study the train and subway map for Tokyo for years and be none the wiser on how to get anywhere. So my suggestion would be the easiest and most painless way to get to your hotel, find out before you go, or wherever you're staying, you know, and then, you know, before you go out, like, have a little bit of a plan, you know, plan it out a little bit. Another thing that is really cool is people are usually extremely helpful if you ask, you know, at the station for help to get anywhere. Although, one thing you will definitely realize if you travel a bit in Japan is that people are, I mean, noticeably less helpful and less friendly in Tokyo than they are in the rest of the country. Because they're more used to foreigners, they're less, I mean, they just seem a little bit more tired and stressed and less affectionate overall. But they are still extremely helpful by international standards and very polite, of course, so good luck. I mean, I hope you have an awesome time, dude. My girlfriend made ramen yesterday. And she did everything. She actually did like the meat, the chashu. Oh, that's the castle, the awesome castle. Okay, I know where we are now. And she did the eggs and everything. She would she took the meat and put it in this sauce with spices and stuff and had it sit for hours. She like did the eggs with, you know, soy sauce and garlic, and it was. I mean, I took some photos. I almost want to show you guys how amazing it looks, because it was the most delicious thing I've ever had, pretty much. You're gonna love the food. This is an awkward projectile. It's very short range, but I mainly get it for the buff anyway. Okay, so this is where the invisible bridge is. So we're going to go down and check out that big snowfield, and then we're going to cross the bridge. Oh, look at these awesome, like, Viking skeletons. That guy was awesome. I like that enemy. Wow, look at this guy. He sniped so hard. Yeah, and they get up again. You're never going to keep him down unless you use holy damage. I'm like whiffing harder in this game than I do in Tekken even. Frame whiffer. You had duck ramen in Kyoto? That sounds amazing, dude. When I say skeletons, yeah, they're spooky skeletons. Hey, I'm excited about this frozen lake because there's definitely going to be something on it. I hope it's a boss. I hope it's a big boss. It looks like it might be a horse boss. Let's find out. Raven Pine says it's good. Maybe it's a jellyfish. I can hear a crystal gecko as well. The ambience is really excellent right now. I like this place. The fact that there's a snow area here, I really do approve of. Oh, I'm so close, no hummus. Oh, how was that not it? I guess we can like hold the weapon down, you know? Like this. Can he turn around, or does he always go one direction? Nice! Sudoku? Whatever, sounds lame. Sounds lame. Hardest boss fight yet? Are you talking about the bug? Or the boss that's coming out? Hey, thanks for liking the streams, Lao Wayne. I'm really glad you like it. Best Ash of War in the tier list? Whoa! I was looking at the chat, and when I looked back, it was snowing really hard. Whoa, it's snowing, dude. Luckily, I'm Borealis? Freezing. Am I fighting fog? Oh no, it's just a dragon, never mind. Look at these whiffs. Okay, that was an obvious tail swipe. You should have. Get like 686, that's a tail swipe. For the spear. I feel like I get less for the knife. I think I want to do spear here. Maybe he's weak to fire. Whiff. Nice stomp dodge. Nice, okay. Dodge is on point. I saw it, I should have dodged. Sorry. Oh, that's frostbite. Let's not get bitten. Tail? No? No tail? Tail. Ah, what a shame. I thought I was gonna one-shot this guy. He seems very weak. Helpless chicken. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm sorry I lost, but this boss is really cool. I mean, I love the idea of fighting an ice dragon. Just wish he wasn't such a pushover, you know? Damn, what a weak boss. He says as he loses, you know? So, you know, well played, boss. You got me. Yeah, only in Souls games do you lose and still say easy. Yeah, I mean, if you can kill a boss first try, it's easy. However, I am still a scroop man for losing because I have fought dragons before, even if I haven't fought this guy. Really? I've said that with every dragon fight. When he jumps back and he just the breath straight down, I feel like they've like missed actually making it possible to not get hit by. I also feel like they definitely needed to make options to dodge all of the dragon's attacks on foot or on horseback so that you can choose which fighting style you prefer. That's hard to do. I'm guessing that's very dodgeable on the horse, maybe, if you go in a straight direction, but I don't like them forcing the horse. I don't like to be horse-forced. I'm glad I have this goat with me, though, because we're up in these mountaintops, and sooner or later my character's going to get hungry. I have a giant butchering knife, and I have perpetual fire, so he's going to make for excellent emergency food if I get stranded up here. You know what I mean? I can literally stick him on these barbecue needles like a marshmallow. That's amateur, sorry. That was like frost attack. Dodge that. All right. Okay. Hey, that's fine. I want to fight him on foot anyway. Unless he's gonna do the breath thing. Okay, we need the horse here. Never mind. He de-aggroed? Come on, man. You need to put some more work into these dragon fights from. Slam down, yeah. Failed. Horse tank it, nice. The bite. Oh! French champagne. Oh, that thing? That's why you don't leave the horse, huh? Yeah, that's the one attack that I think they need to completely redesign. Unless I'm just stupid. Do you guys have a technique for that? Because when he does the jump back, and he just pukes on the ground, it's not well designed. Again, unless I'm missing something. But the fact that it's non-dodgeable, guaranteed one-shot. I mean, what could be worse? What could be worse in a skill-based fighting game? It's like fighting Kunimitsu. You might as well just put the controller down and do something more, something less pointless. Oh no! Oh no! All my souls, 130k. Hey, there's a grace right here. Let's just use this one. Hey, I need to change my wondrous thingamagoosh. What is this? Holy damage and stance break. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. They use holy damage. There's HP. Boost dexterity. I guess my physic is pretty good. Okay, we'll go with this. The buff is gonna have like just enough time to run out. Let's recast it, honestly. Fine. A little bit slow here, I think, yeah. Don't do it. This one's dodgeable. Don't have a problem with it. No! Okay, it only hit once, so random luck. Saw that coming a mile away. Come on, dragon. Uksam. That my knife does big damage. Nice knife. Was that the boss that you say you liked, Raven Pines? It was okay. Yeah, views went down since I started streaming Elden Ring. That's very true, but also I think personally, I think the stream became more enjoyable. And also, I think there's like more activity in the chat almost. Those of you who do watch engage a little bit more. But I knew for a fact, when you're like a one-game streamer and you do something different, this is the obvious result. So the question is more like, is it worth it? And it totally is. And I'll go back to Tekken. I'm gonna go back to Tekken and play lots of Leo, because I want to get sick with Leo. And Zafina, because those characters look awesome in the new game. And I'm gonna main, I think, those two. Hey, look. Like, get on my level. I guess this is Queen Marco. Queen Merca. Red, white, and blue pancakes? What do they taste like? America. America. That's good. Oh, she's here. Let's go. Are you gonna be arrogant again? You better be careful.
Spoken echoes linger here. Words of Queen Marika, who vanished long ago. If you wish, I will share them with you.
Sure. I'm not interested as a G answer, though.
Of course. Tell me if you should. In Marak Hark, guidance hath delivered ye through.
I've told her I'm not interested, and now she's talking anyway. That's perfect.
Put the giants to the sword and confine the flame atop the mount. Let a new epoch begin. An epoch glistening with life. Brandish the Elden Ring for the age of the Erd Tree. We're almost there. The flame of ruin lies just ahead. I'm glad it was you I traveled with. I must tender my thanks to Torrent, too. Thank you, Torrent.
That's why they put a torrent fight right before this dialogue.
Till the end.
So that, otherwise, I mean, it's just painfully obvious how useless the horse is. Like 2 jumps you need him to make in the entire game. Oh wow, look at that. Like a little castle up there. Let's go. In the end, the horse got gibbed and I cut the dragon down myself. So, you know, don't go thanking the horse too much. I think I deserve most of the credit. Look, and they put a horse jump right here as well. They're like, the horse was very useful and he's your friend. Nah. I don't have friends, dude. I have a big knife. Oh, is that an Ever Jail? We haven't seen one of those in a while. There's going to be a boss fight in there. Let's go. Exactly what I feel like doing right now. Lord Contender. Lord Contender? That's a weird name for a dude. That's a weird title to have. You're the Lord Contender, which means you're still competing even though you're a lord. Nice dodge. That's my attack. That's my sword, or my spear. I used to use that spear. What's the point of that guy? Maybe he dropped something cool. I guess I got his armor. Bike's Dragon Bolt. The same guy you got the spear from? Hey, that's cool. Horse's goat? You'll hate the next boss. Who knows? We'll see. So far, I think I've only hated 2 bosses. Out of all of them, which is amazing. The rest were like either good or mind-blowingly good. So it should surprise me if, you know, this fight is just trash. That guy right there was easy though. Oh no, big dogs? I didn't love the big dogs in Caelid and GL. Hey, I haven't been to that house. Should we go to the house first? There might be some sort of secret waifu. I know you guys are excited. I feel like whenever I do like something that isn't fighting in this game, I end up marrying some sort of waifu. Brave Tarnish, you found me in this church. Please light the flame of flaming so that I can flame. And I'm like, whatever, do I get a weapon? was a little bit dirty what Ronnie did to me, right? She made me go and get a ring, and then the only way to progress her story was to put a ring on her finger. That might be like the most clingy, psycho girlfriend of all time, right? The only way you can progress the story and get the stuff is if you put a ring on my finger. She should have stood up and done the Beyonce dance. This spell gives lightning damage to rolls? That's how everybody talks in this game? Yeah, I know. Bloodborne had the best NPC voices, let's be honest. Good hunter. That's not what she sounds like. I haven't heard the doll in a while. I used to be able to do her voice. Your presence somehow soothed. It was okay, the voice acting. It's, yeah, it didn't like super stand out, I guess. If I think about it now, I mean, Bloodborne is like my favorite game in the franchise. Falling snow marks something unseen. You're talking about the dragon I already clapped. Heretical rise. You must solve a puzzle to... Okay. Falling snow marks something unseen. Alright, let's go solve a snow puzzle. I'm gonna go look at these water balloons first, though. Oh! That's worth doing. Invisible bridge. Yeah, I already found the bridge, so I guess I solved the puzzle already. You're starting to get a 6-pack? I don't believe you, but that's awesome, dude. I have not worked out in years, but I still have, like, and I have a lot of, like, belly fat as well. But I guess I just have lots of muscles on my stomach, sort of by default, so I still have, like, the outlines of a 6-pack. Kind of happy about the fact that even though I haven't like done a lot of working out in my life, I've always been relatively physically strong. Like I don't struggle to like lift things. Like if you struggle to lift your girlfriend up, it's not a good thing. Like in that case, maybe you should take Demon Knight's advice and do some push-ups, dude. That's where I fought the golems earlier. But where's this secret bridge? You guys keep teasing. Oh, look at the clouds. Look how good the game looks. This way to go back down. We might as well teleport then. That's a minor Erdtree. I think, is this where we hung out with jellyfish, right? And then we easy clapped first try this boss. Because we're pros. Where are we going? Freezing Lake. Which one's this? Oh, that's the castle. Maybe we go here. Dole sounds Eastern European. I don't know. There was that one NPC who always sounded so weak in Dark Souls 1. I think you found her like in the darkness in the catacombs. She was like, "You're no hollow. Thank goodness." She sounded so like pathetic. That voice acting stood out as being really good. Hey, this isn't it. There was a bunch of skeletons, and they were like... That's it, right there. Oh, I just remembered another NPC from Bloodborne, the Eileen the Crow. A hunter, are you? A hunter. And tonight of all nights, she was pretty cool as well. I mean, you put something Raven or Crow themed in a game, and every video game playing like dude in the universe is gonna coom. And then you give her like a plague doctor mask, and they will like coom. I mean, multiple times at the same time. I'm not as excited about it because it feels very overdone, but Eileen was pretty cool, I guess. This is awesome. Lady Maria, I'm not as excited about either. Everybody, like, you know, cooms at her, but the little poem she does when you enter the DLC is really good. Oh wow, really? It's gonna get hard? Gotta go up? Alright. You're telling me this isn't an enemy? I guess those guys are like traps. They like run around and then die. Kinda sad. No. Wait. Oh, it said the seal open, and I didn't remove that message, so I couldn't attack. That's another minor, but kind of glaring design flaw with the game. When it forces prompts, and you have to remove the prompt yourself before you can take any other action. Especially when it can happen in an area where there are enemies, right? That's a minor, but kind of glaring design flaw. You hungry, my love? Why don't you have some leftovers? There's salami in the fridge. No? Are you gonna have peanut butter? What else? Tomatoes? No. So you're not gonna have tomatoes or peanut butter or salami on your toast. Shrimp salad? Ah, I see. Shrimp salad, huh? Good choice. Okay, that's the exit. Good. I've managed to establish where I am. Random, but I wanted to tell you that replays of your streams is the only thing that seems to keep my puppy calm. What brand of peanut butter? I don't know the name of the brand, but it's a kind of a runny organic peanut butter. It's pretty good. It's not my favorite, but it's okay. Well, I thought you were gonna say something like your streams are the only things that like make me happy or something. But then it turns out you're not the one who's enjoying watching me. It's just your dog who doesn't understand what I'm saying. But you know, I still appreciate it. Hey, tell your dog thanks. Can't believe I'm your dog's favorite streamer. Smile.
ストリームが面白くて犬がいつも見てるって。 iPad を置いて犬が見てるんだって。お前も見なさいよって感じだよね。
Better be good treasure. Dog whisperer, yeah. Founding a rain of stars. It sounds pretty... horse gonna get me killed again. Sounds pretty epic, but you know, I'm not a spell boy. Do you guys know there's a like an Elden Ring YouTuber called Only Waifu, which I thought was a funny name for a YouTube channel. So I checked out a couple of her videos, and she does a voice. I guess it's just her voice, but like, you know, she does something with it for higher immersion. The way she says PvP and PvE. It's very stentorian. She over-articulates, and it's very effective. I bet she has a good muff on her microphone, because she can go PvP and PvE without it popping, so that's cool. I'm like, that's a cool idea for a channel. Talks about builds and stuff. And then I watched a couple of videos, and surprisingly, her takes were just trash. It was kind of funny because it's like, oh, this is gonna be a nice little video about like a recommended strength build. But then she's like, she has like a bunch of really like strong trash takes in rapid succession. I'm like, damn. Calling out people who say summons and magic trivialize content or whatever, which it obviously does. Cool channel though. Shoutouts to her. Rip Grandma. She has a good muff. Yeah, on her microphone. What you guys have to realize about me, right, is that unlike you, I'm not thirsty. I'm not that thirsty. I have long since sated my thirst. I've been in silence wench mode for like a decade at this point. I have like, you know, I'm in a constant state of post-nut clarity, basically. Sometimes a YouTuber is just a YouTuber. Even if it is spicy when she pronounces the word PvP. Yeah, cool channel. I mean, cool voice. I guess the one thing, like, I mean, I guess it's, you know, it's whatever, but Asmongold was, like, talking about how, like, the top... something like the top 15 female streamers in the world right now are like VTubers. Like the 15 most, it was something like that. He showed some numbers. It was crazy. It's something like the 15 most popular women on the internet don't exist. Isn't that crazy? I'm getting dangerously close to making some sort of political comment or having some sort of opinion here. And as you know, I don't do that stuff. Because it's for bitches. But not bitches as in, you know, women. Bitches as in bitches. That guy was like hanging out drinking stuff. He was like mixing Pepsi and Coke to see what it would taste like. That guy was cool. Sorry I killed you, dude. But it's crazy to me, like, how like, not only do you want to have this parasocial relationship with a person you will never meet, you will do it with a streamer who isn't even a person. It's, you know, gonna be fast. Wow, that dog looks buff. He's got red eyes. That usually means something's buff. I wonder, like, what the long-term effects of parasocial relationships with fake humans. Because, I mean, eventually, right now, the VTubers are like people with a camera filter, right? Go up the chain. There's another boss. Cool, yeah. I want another boss. It feels like, I mean, it's obvious that if you look at, you know, there's that dating app now where you date an AI, right? I mean, there's I think it's called like Replica or something. It's a dating app where you like date an AI in your phone. So it's not even a real person on the other end. And I think it has microtransactions and DLC where you can like, you can buy the AI being more sexually interested in you or something like that, which is, I mean, it's like a perfect joke. It's like the perfect joke, right? Oh my god, that is the darkest thing that's ever happened, right? I mean, it's up there. That is crazy. I mean, if South Park were gonna make like an episode about parasocial relationships and dating apps or whatever, that's, I mean, it's a really good joke, and South Park are amazing when it comes to like being funny while still having some sort of like pretty effective, not too on the nose commentary in their stuff, right? That's a really like good joke that they could write, and then you'd be like, haha, yeah, that is kind of like what's happening, but it's real. You can buy the DLC where the fake woman who doesn't exist and has like, I mean, I'm assuming it has a boob slider and you can make the boobs so big that they're just spilling out all over the table. I mean, her boobs are so gigantic that they get in the soup and she can't eat soup. She has to lift her tits up and lick the soup from the underside of her flaps, you know, to gain sustenance. It is fascinating. And in a way, like, I was not a popular kid. I, you know, occasionally had close friends. For large periods of my life, didn't really. You know, wasn't necessarily well-liked in school or anything. And I played video games and whatever. You know, I could easily have been the kind of person who just goes, nah, I'm just going to hang out with the boob slider in my phone, you know. At least she's not going to tell me to get a job. But I somehow, and I'm like not saying this sarcastically at all right now. I'm lucky I managed to not become that, and I really do feel sorry for guys who do. I really do, because it is hard. Like going out there into the world and choosing to interact with other people, it's I mean, it's terrifying. It really is, especially now. Like a friend of mine at work, he was like, "What are those people in Japan called hikikomoris?" And I'm like, "Yeah, they're a thing." And I'm like, he's like, "How does that happen?" And I tried to 300k runes. Yeah, it's dystopian. It really is. They removed that function and the user threatened suicide. Oh my god. That's deeply depressing, dude. The people who live in computer shops, no. There are a lot of people who live in shops, that's true, live in cafes and stuff. But they are the shut-ins, the people who find society so demanding and terrifying that they decide to never leave their bedrooms. And it's like, oh, how can that happen? But like, I know how it can happen. I've seen it. I had a friend and colleague who was a hikikomori who managed to get out, which was interesting. I don't know if I've told you about her. Miss Kohara. She was a hikikomori who didn't leave her house for many, many years. She was very overweight, and she only watched anime. And she loved One Piece. And when we met for the first time, this was many years ago when I was in much better shape than I am right now, she was like, oh, when I first got hired by the company in Japan, they did, they were so nice. They did a kangekai, like a welcoming party for me. And we went to this really nice restaurant, and she sat next to me with her makeup pen, and she drew Sanji eyebrows on my face because she wanted me to be Sanji. She said, yeah, he was her first love, basically her first boyfriend, because she was in a room for like years of her life obsessing about this fake character who can, kick through solid cheese. But then she like left her home, moved to the big city, lost weight, and got a job. And what was so crazy about it is that she was very, very, very pretty, like ridiculously pretty, right? But she hadn't been outside ever, or like really interacted with people for like most of her like teen years. And so you now have like this very, very pretty girl who doesn't really know anything about how to like talk to and interact with people. And so she was kind of socially awkward, very difficult to work with. But yeah, I think I have told you about her before. She was the girl who went on a blind date with 2 of her friends and 3 guys, and she ended up taking all 3 guys home and having them lay a train on her. And then the other girls at the company were, understandably not very happy about that. It was basically because she was much prettier than the rest of them. But the guys weren't interested in anybody else. And she was happy to have them, lay a complete fucking train on her all night. So she eventually had to quit. She just felt socially ostracized. But she'd been with us for like years, right? So we did like a farewell party for her. And I was like, it's been hard working with you because you're weird and it's annoying and you've made me feel like shit a bunch of times throughout the years. But, I do like you. And I am, in a way, I am sad that you're leaving. And she broke down and she cried. She was like, nobody's ever said anything like that to me. Like, I'm sad you're not going to be around anymore. Nobody's ever said that to me. That's a sad thing, right? Okay, so I accidentally snuck into a castle that I didn't know was here, and now I'm in this secret castle. Should I do the castle, or should I keep going? I wonder if there's grace around here. Nice guard dogs you have in this castle. Why did that guy have a name? It was like an NPC, like a player character. That was weird. Flame Guardian? Frame is the definition of I can fix her. No, I never attempted to fix her at all. Damn, John. I'm sorry that happened to you, dude. I really am. Or I'm sorry that happened to your friend. Stay strong. Time is good, you know. Even things you think will never feel better, with time, they end up feeling better. The other half of the emblem? No, I don't. It's in Liurnia, huh? Yeah, we can go to Liurnia and look for that after if you guys want to backseat a little bit. You shaved your head to honor him. That's a nice gesture. Is that something people do in your country when somebody passes away? In Japan, people will cut their hair very short or shave their heads when they have their heart broken. When your heart's broken, they cut their hair. I don't know. It is like deeply symbolic in a lot of ways, right? I think for like the Japanese thing is more like getting rid of the old, and it's like a decision to move forward, kind of in a way. Or it could be like, you know, you're with this person and they break your heart and you break up, and now you're like, you're not gonna look like you did in all the photos you took with them or whatever. There's a lot that goes into it. Get baited. I was just baiting you with the projectile into rolling. So I could slice you up. These guys are called Flame Guardians, so I'm betting they have fire resistance. Nice smithing stone. That's good. And no, I'm not farming for souls. I mean, somebody said I was farming for souls. I just naturally ended up with these many souls, and I'm not really that interested in leveling up. Because again, like, my obsession while playing this game is that I don't want it to get easy. Because it's so good when it's hard. No hummus. Japan is supposed to have the kindest people in the world, right? I don't know. I mean, I've always found them extremely kind, but it depends. I mean, if you're talking about dudes in their 50s, 60s, and 70s who are bosses of companies and in charge of people, you're going to find some of the most, I mean, pathetic and heartless psychopaths anywhere in the world, you know? The like the business dude, you know, that's a weird world. That's a weird kind of person that you encounter, but it's so normalized in the culture that you can't really blame the individuals for it. There was this one big dinner party we were hosting at the hotel I was working at, and we didn't have enough staff in the kitchen, so they asked me to run the bar for this party because I'd done bartending in the past, which, you know, it's cool. Enjoy serving drinks and whatever. And they were talking about how this young new employee they had, this guy was like my age, had gotten married, and you know, obviously the most senior dude in the company gets up and he always talks first, and when you toast him or with him, you have to hold your glass lower than his. His has to be the highest because he is the you know, it's all hierarchy, right? And hierarchy is not necessarily very conducive to kindness unless you're talking about like dogs. And they were and he stood up and they congratulated this guy on getting married. Like he was, I think he proposed to his girlfriend and she said yes, so he was going to get married. They were like, congratulations to Mr. You know, Suzuki, and they toasted to him. And I'm like, okay, that's nice. And then later in the, because they kept drinking, some of the guys went to bed, and some sat up and kept, you know, drinking and talking. And at the end, it was this one guy, this young guy who was gonna get married, and a friend of his, like a colleague. And after a while, they were like, "So what do you want to do now?" And the other guy went, "I don't know. What do you want to do?" And it was kind of like they were both thinking the same thing, but they didn't want to say it. And then, because I was cleaning up the tables, you know, I was hearing their conversation. And after a while, the one guy said, "Skibikoka," and the other guy went, "Ikimashouka." Like, do you want to go be perverts? Basically saying, do you want to go to the red light district and, like, you know, get whores? Do you want to go hang out with whores? Do you want to pay like a bunch of money to hang out and, you know, maybe fuck whores tonight? And they were so excited about it. They were like, yeah, because that's what businessmen do when they go on work trips in that country. Deeply normalized. Every Japanese city has a district like that where you can just go and you know that, you know, you can get prostitutes or whatever. And the fact that he, you know, I don't know what his private life is like, but the fact that he's like this young guy who's excited about the fact that he's finally getting married, and he's already betraying her in that very significant way. It's I just found it kind of tragic. So I don't know. I've found most of the young Japanese people who have more of a modern outlook on life and human interaction, the current like generation, people who are my age or younger, I found them to be some of the most like humble and beautiful and kind people in the world. Yes, but there's plenty of darkness in the hearts of humans, no matter where you go. And depending on which day you catch me on, I may or may not argue that that is actually the predominant force in the hearts of people. I don't really believe in this idea of like fundamental good and kindness. You listen to podcasters, you know, who go on mushroom or LSD trips, and they talk about how they found this membrane of pure love and goodness that seems to be like, you know, interwoven with the fabric of the universe, and it makes them less scared of death. It helps them find God or gods or whatever. I have never seen it. I don't believe it's there. There's a fabric of indifference and chaos, I think. Anything that is anything else, you have to be very, very powerful and brave and strong. And then you have to try and create it for yourself. Through your interactions with others, you know. And it's not easy, and it's not obvious. And it definitely isn't like natural. Kindness and love are not natural. But they're also not useless. It's not judged very harshly. I mean, it depends. Error rather than true evil, or more like, it's more like nature is inherently chaotic, and life is like from the very start predicated on self-replication and survival, right? So those are the driving forces behind life as a natural phenomenon in a chaotic universe, right? And so it's, again, when I say that I think like Namco are doing shady stuff. I know it's a poor example, but we talk a lot about Tekken on this channel, right? I don't think evil people work at that company and they go to work thinking, haha, I'm gonna do something bad that's gonna mess with people today. It's just the harmful things sort of organically emerge out of people organizing themselves into systems that necessarily and very, very naturally subjugate some people and subject them to suffering. Management of finite resources, you know, economics, things like that. It's very, very rare, I think, for somebody to like really want to harm others or like choose to be evil, even though that definitely does happen as well. But interestingly, it happens only in like very, very intelligent, self-aware creatures like humans. And I think it's like kind of the distinction you can make. I think it's why I think the word sin is still like useful. I kind of like it because something can be like, again, vowing, you know, making a ritualistic promise to a person that you will never betray them, and swearing that if you fall in hard times or they get sick, you will stick by them. And you will bleed for them, and then betraying that, you know, right away, like that guy, like Mr. Suzuki in the bar. It's not illegal, but it is wrong. So maybe, you know, hey, those frozen dudes over there are in the loading screens. Oh wow, check that out. That's so creepy. This is an awesome mountain. Hey, I like this mountain. Should there be grace around here? I feel like there should be grace. Like creating Kunimitsu, yeah. But yeah, we're getting deep into opinion territory here, so let's not, you know. I guess my original point was I'm very, very lucky that because I don't think I was a very nice person when I was much younger. I mean, I never like deliberately hurt anybody. But I think I accidentally hurt some people. That's definitely true. There's grace right over there, which feels very good. There's a checkpoint in this snow, you know? But then, like, through the experiences I had, I think I've changed in many ways, and I kind of, you know, grew into my own skin a little bit. Wow, look how cool. And right now, I feel kind of balanced and happy. I think my outlook on relationships is, if not correct, then at least useful. And I'm so happy with the person I ended up with, you know. So it's great because, you know, I work at a company where I'm like in charge now. I'm not the person in charge, but I'm a person in charge, and I work with men and women, and I consume content, you know, from YouTubers like that waifu girl, right? And it really is easy now to like just completely ignore the whole like relationship, dating, flirting part of it all. I find it very, very easy to just, because like when I was younger and I was in Japan and I was single, and you're like going to work with people and you know, it's this completely different landscape where you're trying to navigate all these things. But when you can, you know, completely turn that off and see everything objectively, which I think I'm good at now. It's so much easier to like, you know, be good at your job, be professional, and you know, Another like really good thing is like it's sad how there are many like podcasters and content creators. Flame Peak, here we go. This area is gonna be sick. I can tell. There's a Yeti right here. I like Yetis. Are these guys gonna be weak to fire? They're either gonna be weak to fire or strong to fire, right? 1,000. Ooh, look at this guy. Kind of similar damage, but I think the spear is like faster, so we might go with the spear here. Like so many comedians and podcasters or whatever who I've genuinely loved listening to, who I've like they've made me laugh, and I'm like, wow, that's so true. I really enjoy listening to this. I can't wait for this person to release another 3-hour interview or whatever. And then it turns out they've done like creepy sex stuff. Allegations come out, you know, and they get cancelled or whatever. It's happened a bunch of times, and that's, I mean, I don't think I'm ever going to be big enough that people care, you know. I won't have a career on YouTube to ruin, but you guys at least never have to worry about that happening, because I haven't done anything that can surface, and I know I never will. Because I don't have it in me. And when I was like younger and more impulsive and on the dating scene or whatever, I never made a mistake like that because I found it easy to make the right choice. Maybe that's because of my parents or whatever. But I never overstepped any kind of line. And it's very nice. Like, I think there are a lot of people out there who can, who like build a YouTube channel and it takes off or whatever, and stop self-snitching. No, but it's like, I think a lot of them are like scared. They know that there's stuff that could show up, like a text message or whatever. And it's amazing. It feels amazing to know that I don't have to worry. Because there's nothing. I guess you could like be hit with bullshit allegations. I'm also not popular enough that anybody would bother, right? No. Oh, got it. Barely got it. No, you guys are stuck with me. Oh, these guys don't like fire. Maybe you shouldn't live on Flame Peak. You guys reckon I should level up? Maybe I should like go to Roundtable Hold and see if I can... Wow, look at this area. I love this mountaintop area. It's very, very good. Have I been down here? There's this whole area as well. I think I'm gonna go to Roundtable and see if maybe I could get like a weapon upgrade here for the knife. Get angry when the game asks your pronouns, you'll get famous on Twitter. Well, everybody who, like, I created a Twitter when it was very new. I was living in the UK, and I think one of the early adopters of Twitter was Stephen Fry, who was like a guy I really like enjoyed and looked up to. I liked his books when he wrote like straight up fiction. I liked his comedy. I liked the show QI that he hosted. You know, he's like one of the few famous people that have been like, I really like this guy, you know. And then he was on Twitter and talking about how amazing it was. So I created a Twitter so that I could follow him Oh man, I'm fighting all these 7s, but I don't have enough 6s. No, smithing stone 8 is what I need. Okay. That's cool. But then I ended up like never really looking at it or using it. Godskin Stitcher. I'm very interested in this weapon as well. Maybe we should upgrade this. I kind of want to know what it's like. And then the peeler is still sitting at plus 20, huh? Yeah, maybe I'll just leave it. I never tried this thing. It's a dex weapon. So I'm like, maybe I'll go on Twitter. But then I created the account, never looked at it or used it for anything. And then... yeah, never looked at it again. So I've never had a Twitter. And then when Twitter became more popular, every single thing everybody said was extremely negative about it. The only thing people like said about Twitter was that it was a horrible place where people like went to hurt each other, and it was all this vitriolic salt and hatred. I'm like, wow. So I just decided to never get Twitter. And when I started making content, obviously something you can do is like announce your streams or like post stuff on Twitter, and it will make you like more popular. But I just decided that for me, I don't think it's worth it. It doesn't feel like it would be worth it, right? If I get points in faith, the candlestick gets a little bit better. Wow, I get 4 damage on the candlestick on the Durandal for 1 point in strength. And then 3, and then... wow. Damn, I can get lots of damage for strength here. Faith, I get 2, and then 2, and then 2. So I consistently get 2 for faith. Which also boosts the sacred damage of my Getsuga Tensho. Strength here, I get 3, 4... 2, kind of all over the place. But it also gives me damage on the knife. What about dex? I think I'm soft capping on dex, so I get 2. Okay, the knife is still gonna get lots better with dex, huh? This is interesting. Maybe we'll get like 1 strength. We'll get 1 vigor, because you guys really like vigor. Maybe we'll get like 2 vigor and 2 strength. I would suggest you get 60 vigor. Wow. Strength doesn't make much of a difference. I feel like I'm getting a lot of damage though. But another reason I kind of want to get this strength, let's not level up yet, is because there's a weapon that I'm interested in using in my build called the Godslayer Sword. Maybe we can upgrade that.
Well, I took you for no match. Lay out your own.
This thing. I made that +9, and if I get 20 strength, I can one-hand this thing. How much does the butcher knife weigh? It weighs 8. This weighs 7. This thing's gonna be heavier, I guess. $17. Wow. Am I gonna fat roll? Yeah, I'm gonna fat roll with this. That's sad. Okay. What if I unequip everything else? Okay, now I'm back. I want to try this because like I really like the lore of this weapon. You know, the Godskin enemies are my favorite enemies in this game. Aesthetically, they're some of my favorite fights. And this is apparently the sword of the queen of all of them. Man, I hope she shows up in this game. Like a giant, scary, hopefully like fat and disgusting, like bleedy skin queen who's like super powerful and kills gods. That would be like the coolest enemy ever, right? If I get 20 strength, I can one-hand this thing. That might be worth. And then maybe just get some vigor. What do you guys think? I'm gonna have almost too much HP though. I don't want to trivialize the content, but my damage is already high. I'll get 2 vigor and then I'll get 2 strength. How about that? Do you guys want to try this weapon out? You think it's good? You're gonna get vigor checked? Alright. Well, 2-shot with 60 vigor is perfect, right? There's a talisman that reduces your load. Kinda like these, though. I'm guessing this thing does fire damage, right? It's got, yeah, B for Dex, C for Faith. But it does some fire damage, but not too much. It's the first time I've used like a new weapon in a while, so I'm kind of excited. Let's see what happens. Is this where I was? Yeah, you're right. This mountaintop is huge. How interesting. Yeah, so I never wanted to have like Twitter and stuff, and I'm really glad about since I started making content. Like I feel like I've avoided a lot of the pitfalls, but I also haven't become super popular or huge or anything. But it's totally worth it because if you do it like your way, Let's see what happens with this thing. Ooh, spicy, huh? Wonder what the R2 is like. Looks pretty good. But jumping attack. Oh damn, didn't see the armor. I was gonna say, it didn't really stagger very fast. I guess maybe the axe is like better for poise. Okay, next time I have like a couple 100,000 souls, maybe I'll get vigor, because you guys seem to like vigor. Love the fact that the hand is, you know how arachnids have these pedipalps, right? Or chelicerae, and they like clean them constantly. Like, and this thing is doing the exact same thing, only its fingers. It's kind of great. I like the range of this. I feel like the Durandal did more damage, though. What about the Ash of War? Let's try that. It's slow. Knock it over and then do it. It's a lot of damage. That's for sure. What about the running attacks? Running R2 seems pretty good. Pretty fast, overhead slam, good range. Ooh. Alright, these guys have smithing stones, but it's only like the first time, right? You can't grind them for it, I think. Bombers are good. you would get popular if you sell your soul. That's probably not true. I'm not trying to say that I like deliberately have made myself less popular. I might try as hard as I can to be popular and still not manage it. You know, that's what happens to most people who try and be popular, and many of them are like more talented than me. But it's like, you know. Kind of like this thing. It's definitely not bad. I'm surprised that the fact that the damage isn't higher, but I guess unlike the Durandal, I haven't maxed this out. It's only +9. The Durandal is +10. Ooh. Oh. Maybe that's what you do with this thing. Just turns into a giant flame stick. That was pretty sick. Okay. I don't have a lot of mana though, because I haven't put any points into mind. Do you mind? No, I don't. I strength, dex, and faith mainly. Two birds. One cup. Nice dodges, right? Wow, the stomp. Ganondorf stomp. Yeah. He's faking. He's faking. I love that these birds can fake that. It's also like cool because these birds are like obviously based on corvids, who are like some of the most intelligent birds in the world. So if like a bird was going to be intelligent enough to like fake you out, it would be one of these. Let's go back to the candlestick and compare the feel. Kind of really like the Durandal, you know. Become a reactor. Meat Canyon released that cartoon of like a really popular streamer. And I've seen him around. I'm not going to pretend I've never like seen a guy who looks or sounds like that. I know there's a big streamer that he's referring to in that video, but it's called like Tragedy of a Reaction Streamer. And I think he uploaded like 2 days ago, and it has 7 million views already. Because it's funny, scary, well done, but it's also saying something. And I think on YouTube, people who watch YouTube a lot, they're like, oh, there's something a little bit more to this that makes it something that you want to show your friends. Like you see this and you go, hey, check this out, fellow YouTube enjoyer. There's something here. There's definitely something there. It's also interesting that they're like the big analogy in the video is eyes, right? It's a very cool little animation. Obviously a talented guy. But also, you know, not only making like a big, like, scary meme animation or whatever, but taking the time to actually think about what the video is about. It's, yeah, I thought it was very well done. I mean, obviously, okay, it's a little bit on the nose, but it's, you know, there's something there at least. You know, the React streamer sort of trying to trivialize the fact that they are very wealthy, because that's not appealing, but still obsessing about having enough eyes, you know? It's not about the money, it's about having all the eyes. Yeah, it's funny. So the birds and the yetis are not friends. Let's do the bird. Oh, he got a... That was so fast. Did it. Oh my god, I found a huge sword. Can't believe what happens next exactly. XQC. He's a tragic story. Is he really? I remember, like, I'm guessing, yeah, that's the guy. Is it XQC or is it XQZ? Is it like a pun? Because I remember, like, seeing a video or a picture of that guy. Somebody was talking about, you know, the most popular or successful streamers. And I'm like, damn, this is a pretty good looking guy. And he was like calmly enjoying a game, and he was obviously huge, like very popular. And I'm like, that's, you know, cool. That's really great. I don't know. My first impression was very positive. He just like seemed like somebody who had it together. But oh no, really? Wow. Okay. But I guess I was wrong. He's a reactor ultimately. Yeah, Asmongold is like one of the few like of those big people who I really know, because I was a World of Warcraft player for a long time and everything. But it's like, yeah, he's. I don't think he's played a video game on his stream for a couple of years now. It's mainly, you know, looking at Twitter, or sorry, looking at other people looking at Twitter. I mean, he did a video like a couple of days ago, like yesterday, where he was reacting to... Somebody was like reacting to somebody talking about him, and watching a clip of him saying something, and he was reacting to that. So it's like this joke of 4 to 5 layers of reacting. Reacting is also a weird word for what that really is. I don't know why it's called reacting. Why is it called reacting? People are just like reacting. It's more like, you know, isn't it more like looking at something for a few seconds and then having a very, very long and pointed opinion for about 20 minutes? I don't know if I'd call, you know, the word reacting a good description of what that is, but I don't know. Anyway, I think Asmongold is at least, he seems to have retained his sanity through all of it. I think he probably has a strong spiritual core, and I don't think he's been, even though, I mean, it's probably close to impossible to be anywhere near sane or normal, having that kind of a life. I think he's done it better than most. He's at least, when he is like reacting to himself, reacting and stuff, he is doing it with a very palpable sense of irony. He knows it's ridiculous. Still does it, you know. Makes a lot of money doing it, but I think he knows it's ridiculous. And I also think that he would... I don't know, I don't think the money's changed him much. I don't think the fame has changed him much. Although it, you know, inevitably it has, but... There are examples, obviously, on YouTube and Twitch of that whole thing going very, very wrong. Doesn't seem to have gone all that wrong for him. He seems... Rivers of Blood. Is that a weeb stick? Lame. You know, he's... I still like him. I think there's a person underneath all those layers, and I think he's actually pretty nice. If I could pick, like, one huge streamer... If I had to pick one huge streamer to, like, watch my niece or, like, take care of my cat for a day, I'd probably pick him. I might be wrong. You know, you should never assume that you know these people. But I have a pretty strong sense that he's a person I would respect even if I did know him. You know what I mean? He was an Overwatch competitive player. Wow, is that true? Overwatch, huh? And pivoted to reaction, huh? Don't use the weapon this guy uses. Yeah, I'm like, look at my character. It's like I'm like a walking cathedral. The thematics are on point. My character looks excellent, and I love my build and my weapon. I'm not gonna like ruin this by picking up a katana. Cringe. Like, I don't know if the weapon is in this game, but in like the other Dark Souls games, I've never seen a single player ever do like I've never seen anybody stream any Souls game not using the Uchigatana. And then you watch people play Bloodborne and, you know, they want to use these, like, the Lady Maria weapon, the Burial Blade. It's, you know. Oh, wow. I've never really done blood-tinged builds in Bloodborne. I don't think it's implemented very well, the way it works. But there's a blood katana in that game as well. And I think one of the reasons I haven't done a blood-tinged build is that that weapon would be really cool, right? If it wasn't a katana. I just think katanas are kind of lame. But there's another blood-tinged weapon that's like a big mace that you stab yourself with it and it morphs. You know, it's called a blood letter, I think. That weapon is exactly the kind of thing that I like. I think the fantasy is excellent. I like big maces. I like morning stars or whatever. Problem with that weapon is you find it literally in a corridor that leads to the final boss of the DLC. And I don't do New Game Plus or whatever in these games. Once I've done the game, I'm done. I don't want to, like, you know, do it again on the same character. So you can't really do a blood letter playthrough. So blood tinge doesn't really work unless you want to get, like, you can get Evelyn, of course, and you can, like, do like a gun build. I guess that's kind of a really cool idea, but they also didn't really make that. I mean, of course you can, like, get ridiculous damage with firearms in the game, but it doesn't really feel conducive to an enjoyable playthrough. It's not really implemented as something you're supposed to do, I think. It's more like the gun is the parry tool, it's just the shield, you know. But because it's an aggressive game, they don't want it to be an actual shield because they don't want you blocking. They want you to parry using an attack, taking a risk of getting hit, because it's a game focused on aggression and trades, whereas I think Elden Ring is not necessarily focused on trades. It's also a very aggressive game. This game incentivizes two-handing or power stancing, and then rolling aggressively, and then using iframes to stay in the fight, right? You're not supposed to run away, you're not supposed to roll away. I guess you can be effective with a shield in this game. I haven't tried it, but I think that's the difference, where Bloodborne really wants you to trade a lot, which is why they've implemented that system where you can actually gain health back when you get hit from, like, chaining attacks on people. Or not trade, but it's more like attack a lot and go kind of unga bunga, you know. You wouldn't pick MMS. He's the fake, really. I don't know what MMS is. Oh, Main Man Sui? Would I put... yeah, I mean, of course. I'd trust Main Man Sui to watch my cat if I had a cat. But I was talking about, like, you know, he's a... Main Man is a big streamer. I mean, bigger than 99.9% of people who will ever attempt this. And he's very successful. But I mean, like, people have got into that level of fame where they're, like, global phenomenons to, like, an entire generation of mentally and spiritually ruined young people, like that Excusey guy, or the guy with the voice kind of like that, who has the long dark hair and the beard, and he's like, oh, and we're just looking at this video, you know, that guy. I think he's called, like, Penguinzo. You know, those, like, gigantic fire giant. Hey, that's kind of cool. I'm guessing he has fire resistance. But we're gonna have to bring out the knife for this. I don't think it's a fork fight. Whoa! That's awesome. Oh, he has a lot of range. Okay, so it looks like he has armor on one leg but not on the other. So I'm thinking this is the foot we want to go for. Oh, so he's borrowing his move list from the trolls. That was not easy to dodge. I thought I did it right. He's fighting with a big plate. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I guess I was right about the foot, huh? This boss is huge. Oh, look at his face. I'm guessing that's a big bomb or something. Ah, okay, I thought I was close enough that I could get away. Oh, ground's on fire. I'm very excited about this boss fight. So far, it's excellent. Get dished, yeah. Trash can lid. I wonder if there's grace closer to the boss. I guess it's kind of close. You know, ironically, the last person I would like let watch my kid if I had a kid, the last person I would want anywhere near them or anybody I love would be one of these family streamers. The people who commodify their very young children, turn them into these fucking whores that they peddle on the internet. They're like, we're going to the water park. And it's like them and their kid. I mean, that's like the saddest and darkest thing ever. And the parents, I mean, the lack of actual love is so fucking palpable that I'm like convinced that they've never like felt anything ever. I mean, it's God, that gets so horrible. Yeah. Actual like mothers on YouTube are the last thing I would want around a kid that I cared about. I mean, not mothers on YouTube. Plenty of like amazing, probably commentators who are mothers, but where their motherhood, the fact that they have kids and the kids themselves are the theme and the point of the content. Just two-hand. Hey, I cut like his hair off a little bit. Look at the surroundings. Look how cool this guy looks. Look at his face. Look at the arena. And we're underneath the tree and everything. This is an amazing fight already. Can you get his hand? Kinda can, yeah. Oh right, forgot about that thing. He does a lot of damage. There's a Grace. Good, let's find it. This is the boss you thought I'd hate. So far, I think it's mind-blowingly good. Mind-blowingly good. I don't know about the mechanics, because I haven't really learned them yet. But I can tell you that the setting, the look of the boss, like the aesthetics are ridiculously on point, and I'm very moist and excited about that. Hey, did you guys watch the new episode of Wave Dash? I haven't seen it yet. I think they were talking about the CNT, right? Was it good? I'm gonna work late tonight. I'm gonna be doing a lot of paperwork in the office, so it's great to have like a good podcast on. Wow, he has a lot of HP. I hit him a bunch of times right there. Nice dodge. Fire on the floor. Blood on the dance floor. One of my least favorite Michael Jackson songs. My favorite is probably Earth Song. That's just excellent music, dude. Wow, he's got like a fast fireball. Plate dodging is very specific. Okay, so it's like a proximity mine. You can trigger the fireball. It's kind of like me in real life. Get too close, it gets triggered. I guess you can just look for the places where there's flame on the ground and then know. Ah! I'm kind of heal tanking this right now, not really doing too well, which I don't, I'm not super excited about the fact that I'm basically just healing through all this damage. Okay. Slow fireball into fast fireball, I get it. Here comes the boom. Ah, right. Yeah. Okay. Watch this. It's a combo. Oh god, what's happening now? I thought I was doing so well. There's like a face on his chest, which is pretty cool. My leg fell asleep. Oh wow, look at this guy. He's so pissed. Oh, I broke his leg! Did I break his leg? Oh my god, no way. He's gonna fight with his own leg? Is he gonna turn his leg into like a big fire club? It's burning it. Damn, my leg's asleep, it's making it hard to focus. Oh! You guys thought I wasn't gonna like this fight? Are you crazy? That's so cool. Oh my god! Oh, that's so cool! Oh, ho, 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 ho. You guys thought I wasn't gonna like this fight? That's amazing. Long day ahead of you, yeah. You could say that. Let me get like a quick snack, because I feel like I have low blood sugar. But this fight is amazing. Bought some peanuts. Or brought. Maximilian criticizing this bar for being janky. Maybe he's right. So far it looks really good to me. But some fights have been janky when they're in the open. They don't necessarily interact with the environment perfectly. Maybe that's what he meant. Some of the dragons have been the same. Thought I was gonna be able to like ride around it. Trigger the bomb and then, yeah, and then you just evade it. I don't think this is janky. So far the mechanics seem to make perfect sense. But it's probably an environmental interaction thing. See, here you can clearly see where the fires are going to happen on the ground and you can avoid them easily. You can trigger the proximity mine bomb. And even though this plate is huge, you can just time your dodge as well and you can, you know, evade it. Phase 1 is perfectly done so far, if a little bit easy. He says as he dies. To get the last of the peanuts. Man, I love peanuts. It's like easily my favorite snack in the world and one of my favorite ingredients to cook with. Oh, Max played this as well, huh? It's interesting how fighting game players tend to be interested in these games. There's a fundamental similarity, but there's also a fundamental difference. Fundamental similarity is you need to go through a process of learning something brutally hard, and you gain the satisfaction from finally getting to a level where you can do it successfully. Fundamental difference between Souls games and fighting games is that in Souls games the challenge is static, whereas in fighting games it's dynamic, which means that fighting games will always be by far the harder option to be successful at. This fire giant right here cannot learn new moves. He can have a phase transition with other moves. He can do a move that I haven't seen before, but it was already in that move list and part of his repertoire. He can't look at what I'm doing and adapt to it. And he can't get better at fighting than he already is. I think that's the difference. As long as you don't give up, winning a boss fight in this game is inevitable. But in a fighting game, you can keep losing forever, because your opponent might improve faster than you do, more successfully. Sorry. Thought that was going to be big fireball. It looked like it. Animations is kind of similar. He holds the hand in the same way. Let's trigger it. Oh, that's the fast one. Okay. Oh, that's bad. Sorry. Discreet. Sorry. Look at the ground. Nice. Big fireball. shit. Nice. That's such a cool attack. I'm guessing he has a weak spot in that stomach eye of his. Oh, that's a new one. Nice. Don't know what that was. Oh, I see now. I thought he was grabbing the big fireballs, but he was just putting his hands forwards and shooting the fast fireball. Mirio played it with a weeb stick? Damn. What's up with the weeb sticks? I mean, it's a Japanese game. I get that the developers want to put the ancient weapons of their own culture in it, so it's great that the option exists. I just don't think they look cool, and they also feel like in a real fight they would be completely useless, which I think I'm right about. That's you know. Once you're a YouTuber and you're making a video about broadsword versus katana, then you've gone too far. It's time to turn back to here there be monsters. You've gone too far. Can't jump it. Oh, you can kind of horse jump it and let the horse tank the hit. Hey, thanks, horse. Worst attempt so far. You're coming up to a turning point in the story. Well, I'm guessing since we're at the fireplace and my side waifu said she wants me to burn her, there's like a choice of burning or not burning your waifu here. I'm guessing that's it, but I don't know. The thing with these games is like, okay, so you have these like different stories and endings or whatever, but you don't really know what ending you're going for unless you like read up on them and you know the content, you've read the guides or whatever. So I think the best thing to do is kind of just play the game the way you feel like it, and then the ending that would have occurred if a character like yours entered this world, like, sort of happens. Nice horse jump! You know what I mean? It's like, if I burn her or don't burn her, and it turns into like an ending where I become the new god, or I become a space slug, or whatever. It's not really something I can know or have any control of right now. So it kind of really doesn't make sense to care either. If you're gonna have multiple endings, I think it's almost better if, like, it's more obvious what kind of a conclusion your actions are going to lead to. Like, if you do that, like you do the evil things, you end up with like an ending where your character's evil at the end, or something like that, you know. But with these Dark Souls games, it's just kind of random. Oh, you talked to the NPC and then ran into a random cave and found that NPC again, although you could never have known that that's where they would spawn for the second time. Turns out you did this area in the wrong order or whatever. I mean, it makes it, for me, almost impossible to give a single fuck about different endings in this game. But the process of getting through the game and getting to the ending is extremely enjoyable. It has excellent fights and, you know, cool world or whatever. But if, like, the final cutscene is my character sitting on a throne, or swimming in the ocean, or hanging out with a waifu, or, you know, it's like fucking whatever. Because it just seems to have very little to do with anything I'm doing right now, even though, like, you're unconsciously making choices. But my blue waifu said she's gonna like go to space and see me when I get to the tree or whatever, so maybe that's the thing. Wait, I'm gonna activate my holy as well. I think maybe you kind of want the horse for that thing. Slick moves, Giant. Your plate foo is strong. Oh, it's a double fire? Yeah, that was gonna be death no matter what. The angle made it so I couldn't see him, and he was smashing me overhead at the same time this fireball was detonating, so it's just a little bit too much heart box going on. Do the sewers before proceeding after Fire Giant? Huh. The story is secondary to gameplay. I mean, it's exactly. That is why I'm enjoying this game like 100%, even though I don't really know what the story in this world. I mean, I get the gist of it, and it's interesting. Okay, so Queen Murica broke the Elden Ring, which is probably this like ancient, really important thing. And the gods didn't like it, or the god didn't like it. And then all of her kids started fighting over the pieces of the ring. And the gods didn't like that either. And then I show up and it's like the aftermath of their war, and I can go like find her. I guess the finger smellers want me to like I'm guessing kill Marika because she wasn't supposed to break the ring. But then I get to the place where she is, and it's locked. The tree has kind of grown around the entrance. So my waifu told me that you can still get in there, but you're gonna need to go to a mountain, so I did. Now I'm here. It's basically the story, right? I get it. I don't have to read the item descriptions. Helmet of a forsaken knight who once stood on a mountain and pissed into the ocean. Worn on the head, it increases your faith by 2. Like, I don't need to read that. Speculate about the ocean pissing knight and his implication, you know, in the larger universe of Elden Ring. Just wanna, you know... Yeah, it's a cool world that I'm in, and now I'm fighting a fire giant. What more do you need? Gonna see the description of the Ocean Pissing Knight's helm and make a video about how it hints that we're gonna get Ocean DLC, you know? Yeah, I was thinking I can force the transition and I can get out of this fire attack without having to dodge it. Kind of being lazy right there, I guess. Alright, okay. Can't believe I survived that. That was definitely not what you do right there. Can't believe those attacks whiffed. Damn gaping dragon. What a shame. I could have had him. I think I'm too afraid right now. Yeah. I could have easily had him. I shouldn't have gotten hit by that. I'm sorry, you guys. You still enjoy Vidya's lore videos? They're comfy. Yeah, he has a good voice for doing that sort of thing. I don't know, I could be so wrong, and this is like unnecessarily thorny thing to say about another human being, but whenever he's shown, and I haven't watched a lot of his videos, but I've seen a couple, whenever he's shown his own gameplay, he's like summoning and using magic. Is he good at these games? Or does he mainly compile information that other people just send to him and turn it into content? And then capitalize on the fact that he has an excellent voice for that sort of thing? I don't know. My spontaneous impression was I wasn't ready to give him too much credit. Seems like he's more focused on making content than, you know, making dead bosses. Could be totally wrong though. Maybe he's like a expert player at these games. But I mean, you enjoy them in your own way. Some people enjoy this for the story, some people enjoy it for the combat. I guess some people enjoy it because they can make 2-hour-long videos talking about, you know, the fire giant's nipples. All valid ways. It's all valid paths on the road to, you know, endorphins. But yeah, I think that has a great voice. We definitely got into the right gig for his natural talents. Yeah. Damn. You gotta get good. I don't know. I hope I don't sound elitist when I say these things. I said earlier that I thought that waifu YouTuber had some bad takes as well, but it was like, look at these silly... I mean, it's like the classic, that's Melissa McCarthy saying that people who don't like female Ghostbusters eat Cheetos and live in their mom's basements. I lived in my mom's basement for most of my, teen years. It was a great room. I had my own space. I had a shower down there. I love that room. I mean, yes, I played video games down in the basement. It's not why I don't like your shitty-ass movie. But it was kind of like, look at all these salty, dumb idiots getting upset that people are using summoning and magic in Elden Ring. They can't wait to go on Reddit and say that your playthrough isn't valid because of how you did it. And you're kind of putting a lot of words and a lot of I think you are trivializing the content and kind of shooting yourself in the foot if you use summoning in this game. I also think it's, you know, you should enjoy the game any way you want, but it is like, for example, I think in one of the videos she was talking about, oh no, it was a comment she showed from somebody else, and it was somebody who had gone on Reddit to say, I finally finished Elden Ring. And then look at all these salty, you know, angry, elitist gamers who go, well, did you use summoning or magic? Because then you didn't really beat Elden Ring. And those are the guys being criticized. Hey, you made a post on Reddit saying, hey, I beat Elden Ring. Okay? You're assuming or asking people to give a fuck about the fact that you beat the game. Okay, here's what you do if you don't want to know what people think about the way you beat the game. Don't go on Reddit and make a post about how you beat the game. Just be happy that you did, the way that you did, and then move on. I finally beat Elden Ring. Okay, what questions am I supposed to ask except for how did you do it, or did you like it, I guess? Why the fuck should it matter to anybody? And yes, I do think you didn't really beat Elden Ring. If you summoned through it, it's obvious that you didn't. I mean, you go to the end credits, but if I was fighting with, like, one more body in here that the fire giant could focus on, even for 2 seconds, yeah, it would make this, I mean, more than 8 times easier. It would be a completely different thing. And you know what? I guess, like, okay, so, food. What do you guys think that food is for? Like, if you got food on a plate, it's probably there because you're meant to eat it, right? And I bet there are people who enjoy looking at food and then not eating. Maybe there are people who enjoy just, like, thinking about food and then throwing it in the trash. And if that's the way you want to enjoy your food, it's wasteful. But, you know, knock yourself out if that's your thing. But I don't think looking at food and then throwing it away is the same thing as eating. It's not my best analogy, but I feel like this is very, very obviously a game about difficult combat more than anything else. And so if you, like, did the thing that makes it really easy, and you go on Reddit and you say, hey, I finally beat the game. I summoned an army of wolves and I shot laser beams from half screen. People should tell you to go do it again. Or at least, like, don't, you know, go on Reddit and say, look at me, I beat a hard game. Hey, I got TGO. Well, did you use Kunimitsu? Yeah, okay. So not really, as far as I'm concerned. And that's just my shitty opinion. You know, you are under no obligation to give a fuck about what I think about the way you play Tekken or Elden Ring or do anything else. Oh no, that was totally going to be the kill. I don't even know what happened. The journalist who bragged about using cheats to beat Sekiro? Bragged about? Well, I don't know. Bragged about using cheats? That's weird. Okay. Well, you know, journalists are famously the least skilled players of any video games. I mean, it's a joke that's true, and that's my favorite type of joke. The video of the guy trying to figure out how to double jump in Cuphead for 25 minutes. You know, I fought Moog, Lord of Blood, for like 4 hours, and I ate doo-doo. I'm obviously not like a one-shot clapping all these bosses like some sort of elite gamer. But I choose to keep trying. That's how I managed to get, you know, reasonably good at Tekken. I guess the better analogy that I should have used was running a marathon, but you were riding a moped the whole time, you know? It's like, I finished the marathon, okay. Cool. What running shoes did you use? Oh, running, no, I was on my bicycle. Okay. So how did you finish a marathon? You know? Are you in the running forum talking to people who run marathons, saying, "Hey, I did one too," but you rode your bike? Really? Oh, could I have criticaled him? That was a very strict window. Max might have been right about the jankiness. And so far it's working well, but I can sense jankiness coming. Wrong foot. Damn. My first try, I almost killed him, you know, or second try. Don't know why. I consistently get worse before I get better. It's interesting. I still feel like even though I've died a lot, I don't feel like this is a very hard fight. If that makes sense. I mean, that last one I was gonna kill him and then he got hit with like 3 giant fireballs that I didn't see at the same time and just died. Like a vigor check, I guess. Or maybe I just needed to like deal with the mechanic. Okay, so we know what to do about that attack now. That's good. Maybe you can't critical him, he just falls down a little. Good start. Yeah, phase 1 we're getting a lot better at, obviously. Ah, the whiffs. Okay, really good start. This could be it. Now I'm actually gonna dodge the fire and not be dumb about this. He says as he gets hit by the fire. Another one. Oh, so they land and then they explode. That's how they balance the fact that you can't see them when they're in the air. Perfect game design. I love this game. That's faster than I think every time. Yeah, and now I've learned the timing, so that's better. To the ground. Nice. Yeah, I've learned the timing of that now. Not worth reapplying the buff. I don't want to stop the drink mana. Hey, look at the ground. Don't be a screw man. Nice. Okay, look at the ground. You guys think I'm gonna last minute spaghetti? Stranger things have happened. Hey, where are you going? This guy has officially the most attacked leg ever. Uksam. Yeah, cool fight. Really cool fight. A little bit too easy, but once I decided to like actually look and deal with some of the mechanics, it was nice. Pretty good balance. And the phase 1, I feel like I did really well, and phase 2 I kind of bungled, you know. 180k, huh? You'd head to Haligtree. You guys told me to go get a medallion in Liurnia, though. I'm guessing there's the big choice Aroni is going to happen up there. Let's see if we can find a Grace around here. And then I'll probably end the stream, actually. I don't want to like stream until I have to go to work and then go to work for like 9 hours, because then I literally do 2 things for a whole day. I'm gonna try and get a 3rd thing in between. That Grace down there? Could be. Whenever I felt like there should be grace, there like has been. I'm like, I feel like there should be grace here. Be a checkpoint. Excellent level design. Excellent difficulty design. Excellent boss design. That was one of the coolest bosses so far. It was not one of my favorite fights mechanically, but it might be the coolest boss in the game so far. Just the way it looked and how like angry he got, and the face transition was like even better than Rykard. Rykard had the potential to be the greatest boss fight in this game, but he was so easy. Like, he was way too easy. Right? If you use the Serpent Hunter, which I did. I'm sorry about that, but maybe next time I'll really try and I'll get him with me. You should do the sewers, yeah. Melania after Malekith? There's a Malekith in this game? I wonder why that name keeps showing up. There's a Malekith in Marvel, there's a Malekith in Warhammer. Alright. Oh, we beat the boss exactly on the minute after 3 hours of starting the stream, and I wanted to do a 3-hour stream. That's pretty sick. Thanks a lot, you guys. Really enjoyable stream. I talked too much about other content creators though, which isn't my thing, so I'm gonna make an effort to not make that mistake again. Like, I never really want to say anything about anybody unless I have something good to say, you know? But I just didn't like that idea of, if I say that, okay, you summoned and used spells to clear this game, and I did it with like a knife because that's what I wanted to do. Yeah, I guess we both finished the game, but it's not the same thing. And they're not equally valid. They're equally valid, but they're not equally valid. You know what I mean? I don't think that's not a hater or a toxic thing to say, you know. In the same way, it doesn't make you, you know, a pathetic virgin with bad opinions just because you live in your mom's basement. I lived in my mom's basement for half my life, and I loved it. And the Ghostbusters remake still sucks ass, you know? It's a weird place to attack people. Like, for some of us, I spend a lot of my time playing video games. I spend a lot of my time trying to be good at it. And I don't think it's like a pathetic waste of time, and I'm not embarrassed about it. I still, you know, I'm in a relationship, I have a job that I try and do well. Being a sweat lord is, it doesn't make you a pathetic person. It's elitist. Yeah, I mean, there's elitism in all gaming communities, and I think that's inevitable, and it's obviously not okay to, like, I'm not trying to force people to play a certain way. Like I always say about Tekken, you can buy Tekken and you can use the game disc as a frisbee. You bought it with your money, it's yours. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want, but it's when you, like, you take the easy route, and then you go and you say, hey, I did it, you guys, check it out. You should be called out when you go around bragging about doing something that is fundamentally unimpressive, right? You watch frame for my flexing on casuals? Well, you know. Hopefully, I think, here's what I'm hoping is going to happen with Tekken 8. I was new to Tekken when 7 came out, and I can go back and look at my videos from when that game came out, and it's obvious how much newer I am. And I got quite far, and I learned a lot, and I got pretty good. The last few, now I haven't played Tekken for several weeks. Playing Elden Ring has, like, created one of the biggest breaks from Tekken I've ever had since 7 came out. But like the last few months of playing it, I've run into like some pro players online, and I've been able to keep up with them, at least temporarily. Not saying I'm quite at that level, but I feel like I'm getting closer to being seriously good. And now Tekken 8 is going to come out, this entire like new wave. I'm going to be there right at the beginning. The channel is already here. You know, I can start streaming it day one and doing all this learning and exploring it. And I'm hoping Tekken 8 is going to be the Tekken where I manage to hit that really high level of quality in my gameplay. Obviously, it's also chasing the dragon and chasing the horizon, because something that you have to realize, I think, about being good at fighting games is that you're never done, and there's never a level you get to where you can feel like, oh, I finished. And then, you know, I know how self-deprecating and critical fighting game players can be of themselves. I mean, I think the reason we get salty, the reason you can look at, and again, I'm not going to mention names of other content creators because it's not my thing, but these like guys who are famous for like having these angry, salty meltdowns at fighting games, I think what's actually happening there is them having this really, really caustic hatred for themselves and the fact that they're not doing well. But if you have to like confront your own scrubness like that, but you're also a narcissist, then you have this violent need to deflect all of that inward facing hatred that you're giving yourself. And I think that's what turns into the explosion of, you know, fuck this guy, fuck this game, and fuck all the rest of it, you know. I think that's the difference between me getting salty and really enjoying it, because I feel like it's part of the culture. And sometimes I am genuinely upset at the game, obviously. And sometimes the game is trash. I mean, Kunimitsu is a really, really poor and very overpowered design, right? But I think when you get those really, really aggressively salty people, I think my theory is that you have that that self-deprecation and self-hatred that a lot of fighting game players carry within them, but then your narcissism is trying to deflect it at the same time, and it becomes this chemical reaction where you just like piss on everything, you know. Alright, you guys. Great stream. Cool bosses. I guess we're done in the mountains almost. I bet there's more to explore. But we're going to go get that medallion. Maybe we'll go to these sewers, but we're going to have to save that for next time. For now, I think I'm going to go jump in the ocean. Because it feels really good and I like swimming, you know. See you next time. How dare you call me a Swede, Sweatington? How dare you? Cheers, guys.